Now you're more fluent.
It's time for Crunching the Numbers with Anthony K. here on the Fired Up Network.
Yeah, you're about to get more fluent here on Crunching the Numbers. I'm Anthony K. Sports_Fluent. Everywhere on social, here on the Fired Up Network, on Sports Fluent YouTube. We're everywhere. So here's what we're going to do this week on Crunching the Numbers. As always, I'm going to give you the breakdown of teams versus the spread, the NFL, the league, what's going on, what the trends are, who you should be betting on. I'm going to give you the top 3 teams and the worst 3 teams versus the spread to help you finish off the season strong. And we're going to end the show off with our top 5 picks. I've brought in a special guest to help me make some picks. So let's go right off the bat against the spread. You know, I always like to start away teams 50-50. Yeah, literally 50-50. The away team is 87-6 versus the spread this season in the NFL, which means if the away team's 50%, the home teams are 50-50. So that really doesn't give you an advantage. They're also 87-6 versus the spread. So let's take who's home, who's away, and we throw it out the window to the wall. Well, maybe just out the window. All right. Then we got favorites. Got to be careful with favorites. Favorites against the spread are 76, 98, and 6. That's 43.7%. So favorites, if you voted against the favorites, you'd be right. You do the math. 56.3% of the time, yes, the dogs versus the spread are 98, 76, and 6. This just makes such mathematical sense. So the dogs are the ones that are getting you what you need if you want to win NFL betting. Away favorites. So this is where it starts to happen. If you are an away favorite, 29, 40, and 3, that's only 42%. Away dogs, I like this one because it's 55.24%. Bet some away dogs. They're 58, 47, and 3 gives you a 55% chance of getting that one right. Home favorites, 44%. Home favorites, they're not working against the spread. Again, keep in mind, this is against the spread. Home dogs, 58%. That is the one I bet the most. That is my strategy a little bit. 58% of home dogs are hitting it against the spread. And just as a comparison, home dogs straight up, 35%. So they're keeping it close. They're just not winning the games. Only 35% of home dogs actually win the game. So kind of keep that in mind. But let me tell you about some of the teams that are doing well. And this is actually very surprising to me. So versus the spread, so against the spread, the top 3 teams in the league, it's a tie. The Tennessee Titans, the New York Giants, and the Cincinnati Bengals, all 72.7% versus the spread. The teams you want to stay away from, I don't know that it's a surprise. I'm going to give a bonus to my Chicago Bears, who are 6th from the back. But the top 3 worst teams against the spread, Tampa Bay at 30%, Denver at 27.3%, and the Los Angeles Rams. No surprise there. They stink this year, and they're getting worse. The Super Bowl champs not living up to the hype, 22.2%, 2-7-2 versus the spread this year. So let's get into our picks. We're bringing in a special guest. All right, so those are the stats. That is what to look for when you're looking at your NFL teams versus the spread. We gave you all the categories: at home, on the road, dogs, favorites, etc. And as you can see, we brought in a special guest. Yes, it's the football expert, Fluent R. Are you ready to make your picks?
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Fluent Kids making its first appearance here. Here we go. We're going to start with the Thursday nighter. We have the Buffalo Bills going to New England. The Bills are 5-point favorites. Who do you got? The Buffalo Bills or the New England Patriots?
Patriots.
The Patriots. Now, if you pay attention earlier, home dog win over 60% of those games. That's a good pick. Here we go. Game number 2. This one is a personal favorite of mine. Don't let my favorite team fool you. Make the right pick here. The Green Bay Packers, coming off a big loss, going into Chicago to play the Bears, Packers 3-point favorites. Who do you got, the Green Bay Packers or the Chicago Bears?
I'm saying the Green Packers.
You've got the Green Bay Packers. You might not be my daughter for very much longer. I'm just kidding. Here we go. All right, third game. We got 5 picks. Third game. This is a good one. This is a good one. The team that beat the Bears last week, the New York Jets, going up against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. Minnesota 3-point favorites at home. Who do you got, the New York Jets or the Minnesota Vikings?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. All right, that's a good pick. All right, we have 2 more. We want to make this a good one. Oh, we're not going to do that game. I'm going to save that game for later. Oh, I like this one. I like divisional games. The NFC West. We've got the Seattle Seahawks going into Los Angeles to play the Rams. Seahawks, 8-point favorites. Fluent R, who you got?
I'm going to say the
You got the Rams. Okay. We'll do the Monday Nighter, and then I'll give you my picks. All right, the Monday Nighter. The New Orleans Saints going into Tampa Bay to play the Bucks. The Bucks, 3.5-point favorites at home. Who do you got, the New Orleans Saints or the Tampa Bay Bucks?
The Saints.
You've got the Saints on the road. That's a huge upset. But hey, let me tell you my picks. So Bills and Patriots. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills by a touchdown. So you're taking the Patriots with the points. I'm taking the Bills. Packers and Bears. I always have trouble when I bet for the Bears, but since you picked the Packers, I'm going to go with the Bears at home. I think there's an upset brewing in Chicago. Then we've got the Jets and the Vikings. You picked the Vikings? I'm also going with the Minnesota Vikings at home by 3. I actually think they win pretty big. Don't expect to see the Mike White you saw last week versus the Bears this week versus the Vikings in Minnesota. The Rams hosting the Seahawks. I think we're seeing starting to turn the other way for the Seahawks with Geno Smith. I know he has looked great, but I think I'm with you. I'm going to go with the Rams taking 8 points at home. And then the last game, the Monday Nighter, you've got the Saints on the road. I'm going to go with the home favorites. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady gets it done. That's it for this week's picks. If you have questions, it's sports_fluent on TikTok, IG, and Twitter, or Anthony K at sportsfluent.com. But until next week, you want to tell them now they're more fluent?
Now you're more fluent.
Now you're more fluent.